Namaskar. Welcome to this session. I'm SK Raut here. With regards to public administration optional, the class is here, and one of the very popular concept in public administration, which is mostly narrated in the evolution of this study, politics administration dichotomy. So we will have short discussion on this concept. What about this? We'll start the session. What is politics and administration dichotomy? And I have a quote for you, Jonathan Swift, which means that everybody has golden qualities, golden quality or good qualities, strength, but it is we who do not recognize it. So by recognizing our strength, we'll definitely rewrite our life. So therefore, we must identify not only our weaknesses, but also our strength. Jonathan Swift, a very popular philosopher in the contemporary time, कि आज constitutional morality उपरे गोटे doctrine अच्छी जोटा कि सब popular question in your polity governance question answer. And what does constitutional morality means? It is a doctrine requiring adherence to the core values and spirit of a constitution, such as justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity, rather than just its literal text. So in the true sense of the constitutional morality is to put into practice the constitution itself. So today's topic is called constitution, but today's public administration topic is politics and administration dichotomy. So as I have already mentioned you, कि public administration as an optional has more prospect, more value or more benefits in comparison to other optionals. Public administration is overlapping with multiple subjects, and public administration is itself an interesting study. It is here you are going to study the system around you. You are going to have opinion on the development, recent developments of the political, socio-economic developments. And you will also learn the basics or the foundations of administration that we see. जोटा हमें देखुचे, that we see, there are behind the visibility, there are certain theoretical and conceptual principles. So that is what the topic or subject matter of public administration. For example, धर आमे कहूचे administration collector, sub collector, जहाँ भी सब hierarchical अच्छी. So that is taught as hierarchy in public administration. Suppose you are supposed to obey the order of a single authority, that is unity of command, or how many subordinates can be controlled by one authority, that is span of control. So what I tell you, कि whatever you see around you, whether you are in government or whether you are in public, whether you are a common man or a common citizen of India or a part of the government or the machinery, we feel the system, and the basics of that system are covered, are the subject matter of public administration. Therefore, it is a very interesting story. And I told you that we are going to start this optional in this session. Okay. So, in this regard, I have brought a very simple concept, politics and administration dichotomy. So, first of all, there are two things, politics and administration dichotomy. Politics and administration dichotomy जदि आमे कहबा, So here dichotomy means what? Dichotomy means division, separation. Politics and administration dichotomy means politics should be different from administration. Administration is not politics and politics is not administration. Let me tell you this concept, but this idea was evolved in the early phase of evolution of public administration. There have been multiple stages. There are more than 6 to 7 stages in the evolution of public administration. Today we are going through new public service, new public governance concept. But this, in the early stage, there was a debate. There was a concept that politics is not administration and administration is not politics. Politics is the will of the state, the exercise of will. State by government will. It is the only politicians, but the ministers, the government, the political executive. There are two types of executive: political executive and permanent executive. Political executive are the lawmakers. They are the policy design makers. They will say what will be done. They will say what decision will be made. They will say what should be the decision. And administration does that, puts the decision into practice. So administration traitors were considered as carriers of orders. Carriers of orders. And it is here the kind of political executive, the ministers, the political executives, the ministers, the prime minister, the chief ministers, all these things. And here the administration is bureaucrats. And this concept, politics administration dichotomy, constitutes the first phase of evolution of public administration as a separate study. Okay, and it was evolved by Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson first established this dichotomy, and he first systematically presented in his famous book Study of Administration. In his famous book Study of Administration, Woodrow Wilson around 1887 रे कहले कि politics is not administration. Politics is different from administration. Later, this concept was popularized or strengthened by F.J. Goodenough. F.J. Goodenough, in his book of Politics and Administration, emphasized the politics and administration dichotomy. So Woodrow Wilson was the first to propound the concept of politics administration dichotomy. So what is the motto of this that? What is the motto? That administration should be policy neutral. It should not involve in policy. It should not decide what should be done for the country. It will just put the decision taken by the political masters into practice. Mantri, Pradhan Mantri, Mukhyamantri, বা রাজ্যের মন্ত্রী এমানে যাহা নিষ্পত্তি নেবে অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেটর মানে সে নিষ্পত্তিକୁ অক্ষরে অক্ষরে পালন করিবে administrators do not have any role to play in policy making. So that is the value. So what is the core principle of this politics and administration dichotomy? ର core principle कौन थिला ना separation of function. Politics और administration dichotomy ର थिला कौन ना separation of function. अर्थात administrators have different functions, politicians have different functions. They do not have politics by political members. They make policies, formulate policies, and administrators implement policies. Okay? And in order to, our goal thila na value neutrality of administration. Administration should be technical, professional, and infuse professionalism. and efficiency. In order to bring efficiency in administration, administrators should focus on the proper implementation. Today also, the role of civil servant, primary role is the proper implementation of public policies. Okay, and non-partisan. In order to make administration non-partisan, not influenced by any political interference. So in the early phase of evolution of public administration, this concept evolved. Ki politics is not administration. Administrator has to be neutral, anonymous. He has nothing to do with the political decisions taken by the political executive. They are permanent executive and they have to abide by the decision or the policy decision made by the politicians, by the ministers, the political executive. He has nothing to do with the way decision is made. On the other hand, he has the duty to implement the decision or the policy designed or formulated by the political executive in letter and spirit. Administrator has no role to play in that. In this way, that at that time it was thought that administrators should not be politically influenced. So the major objective thila kono na to professionalize bureaucrats. They should not involved in political matters. How decision is made, how policy is designed or formulated, they nothing have to do with that. So in order to professionalize bureaucracy, politics administration dichotomy was in place. Another thing is that to make the bureaucracy a permanent system and efficient. And in the USA, there was a spoil system. The political executive, when they were elected, they hired those people as their servants, or public servants, who were very loyal to them. That was called spoil system. So politics administration dichotomy gave rise to merit-based bureaucracy. The merit-based civil servants, appointment of merit-based civil servants, it was a major thing. And to ensure efficiency, neutrality and continuity in governance. Okay, so the administration should be separate from politics and it should be always present. Ministers come and go, but administration survives. The concept is today also true. Kintu in the evolution of in the phases of evolution, public administration has gained a different meaning today. And this criticism, this tenet that politics and administration, there is a dichotomy between politics and administration, was latter most criticized. Paul H. Appleby criticized that administrators cannot be okay, administration is inherently political because it deals with public power and values. Paul H. Appleby कहथिले जो Paul H. Appleby he कहथिले कि administration cannot be politically neutral. It is inherently political because it deals with public power and values. Public power और values जो deal करूची तेनो administration केबे भी policy formulation रे तार भाग केबे भी deviate ही परिवानी केबे भी neutral ही परिवानी. And today administration is playing a very critical role in policy design and policy implementation. The political executives are laymen and they lack adequate in-depth experience in policy making. So obviously, the political masters depend upon the civil servants to formulate better policy and to make decisions. So everywhere you will find that bureaucracy is working behind the skin to push the nation ahead. Aji jaha bhi ame dekhuche sabu that are the contribution of civil servants and that is the contribution of bureaucracy. So bureaucracy is remaining as a steel frame, a permanent structure of our democratic polity, and it is never away from politics. It to participates not only in policy implementation but also in policy design, policy formulation also. It cannot be separated. However, this concept emerged in the early phase of time when public administration was taking shape as a separate subject. ठीक है? So this is the true meaning of politics administration dichotomy. Later this concept was changed and there came new public administration, public policy approach, then new public management, then new public new public governance, then new public service system. So in the passage of time, public administration is undergoing several evolutionary stages, and today it is a major part of the governance system. And in good governance, in digital governance, it is the civil service, it is the administration that counts much. ठीक अच्छे. सो एमती सारा पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑप्शनल रो विभिन्न कॉन्सेप्ट ऊपर मझिरे मझिरे मु गोटे गोटे कॉन्सेप्ट आनिबी इन ऑर्डर टू ब्रिंग यू होम, bring them home for all of you so that you will feel comfortable. Because basically the public administration as an optional is not being popularized or is not being convinced, or it is you are not told why public administration is very important or is very dependable and very useful optional for all civil service aspirants. So you can depend upon it. एटा को तुम्हें भरोसा करि पार करना ये चैप्टर ये ऑप्शनल टा वेराइटी रेंज रो कोन करछि ना मल्टीपल ओवरलैपिंग अछि सब विभिन्न चारिटा पांचटा सब्जेक्ट सहित ओवरलैपिंग GS2 GS1 रो डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, GS2 रो कंप्लीट पेपर टा पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन रो पेपर 2 सहित समान, तापरे तुमरो इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी जो पेपर 3 रे अछि, तापरे जो एथिक्स जो पेपर टा एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव थिंकर्स, they are all subsumed in public administration. So when you take one optional and that helps you in 4 types of papers, GS papers and also in essay papers, I think there is no better optional than public administration. It is up to you to decide, but it is my opinion that I'm sharing with all of you and helping you to make a good decision of taking optionals. Okay, so a परीक्षा नुह जेकोसी परीक्षा जो प्रायर तुम्हें चिंता करुच, so better take this optional. Okay, and for any guidance you can access us. We are going to start a batch. आमे बाडरे बैच स्टार्ट करिया स्टार्ट हबो रिसेंटली. सो जो माने भी इंटरेस्टेड थिबो से माने तुम्हें मेसेज करि परिबे एवं ऑफलाइन रे भी जदी तुम्हें किछि गाइडेंस चाहूछ बा जदी मो से कांटेक्ट करिया चाहूछ तो टेक माय नंबर 93487 98237 93487 98237. Okay, you can take assistance from me or any offline guidance ki meeting me ki onnanyo kichi jodi problem achi, you can talk to me freely at any time. Okay, so wish you all the best for your endeavor to crack civil service examination, and stay positive always, stay informed. Thank you very much to all of you for watching me.